Hey, what's going on out there? I'd like to welcome you all to Water Your Soil. So this video, I'm going to break down utilization in this video, and I'm going to break it down in the most simplest form. That way everyone can understand it. I'm going to break it down like I'm talking to grade school kids, all right? I feel as though it needs to be broken down like that because some people really don't understand utilization and it can be confusing. So to cut down on a lot of the confusion, what I'm going to do is break down utilization in the most simplest form. And hopefully after watching this video, everyone will have a great understanding of utilization and how utilization is calculated. You don't have to be a math genius in order to figure out how utilization works. So you don't want to miss this video, all right? Let's get right into it. So getting into utilization, I'm going to break it down in 3 sets, all right? So I'm going to do it from the simplest way I know how to relate it all to you. And I've been teaching people this over the years and they've been getting it. So since they get it, I figure I'm going to share it all with you. But I want to keep things simple. Now I'm going to break it down in the simplest form. So if you have to get a piece of paper and a pen or a pencil, do so. Also, if you have a calculator in there, you're going to need a calculator. But this is all so you can break down utilization and how utilization works. So check this out. I'm going to do it simple. All right, so look at my hands right now. I have 5 fingers on each hand. So I have 2 hands. Each finger is going to represent $1. So if I have 1 finger, that's $1. Another finger, that's $2. All right. So in total, I have $10 right here. So think of this $10 as your credit limit. All right. So let's go through it. If I use $1, that means I use 10% of my $10 that I have, right? Because I use $1. So $1 is 10% of $10 that I have. If I use 2, that's 20. 3, that's going to be 30. 4, that's going to be 40. 5, 50. 6, 60. 7, 70. Then 8, 80. 9, 90. It's going to be 1 left. If I use that, I used up 100% of my utilization. Now, what you don't want to do is use up 100% of your utilization. And that's going to be the first set. I kept it simple. Each finger represents $1, right? So let's do it again. This time, each finger is going to represent $10. So we're going to have $100 if you combine both hands because each finger represents $10. So if I take down 1, that's still 10% of the $100. 2, 20%. If I spend 2, that's 20%. If I spend 3, that's $30. So $30 is 30% of 100. 4, that's going to be 40% because that's $40. 5, that means I used up 50% of my $100 bill. And that's going to mean that I used up 50% of my utilization. 6 represents $60, and that's 60% of my utilization. 7, that represents $70, that's 70%. 8, that's 80%. 9, of course, that's 90%. And 10 represents 100, which means I basically use my whole $100 that I had, which means I have a utilization of 100. And if you have a utilization of 100, guess what? You're losing out here because that means that you used all your money up, you know, and you don't want to do that, especially when it comes to credit cards. So now we're going to do the third and final set. All right. So this is going to be a little more similar to credit cards. All right. So here I am again with my 2 hands holding them up. All right. So each finger is going to represent $100. You notice it's getting bigger now. So each finger is going to represent $100 in total. In total here, we have $1,000. If I have both of my hands, that's $1,000. So if I spend 1, which means $100, I'm using 10% of my $1,000 that I have. 2, that's going to be 20%. 3, 30%. 4, 40%. 5, 50%. 6, 60%, 7, 70%, 8, 80%. That means I used up 80% of my $1,000, which means I really use $800, which is not smart. You shouldn't do it, but I'm just explaining this. 9, 90%, and of course 10. If I used up all of my $100 bills out of 1,000, that means I have a utilization of 100. Once again, I said having a utilization of 100 is something you don't want. You don't want to use all of your credit limit up. So if you have a credit limit of, let's say, $500, right? And you go and you spend $500, that means you're using up all of your credit limit that you have. That's 100% utilization. You don't want to do that. So that's called maxing out a credit card. And some people, they go and they do that. They max out a credit card. I'm going to teach you a trick. What I like to tell my subscribers is keep their utilization under 10%. Why do I tell them that? Because it works. So if you keep your utilization under 10%, it should be able to help you. So if you keep your utilization under 10%, it should show up in a positive way on your credit score. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make things even more simple than the hand exercise that I just showed you with the 3 sets. So what I want you to do is take your piece of paper or your calculator, and I want you to remember this, because this is going to be the way you always calculate your utilization. All right. So when it comes to utilization, now remember I said keep your utilization under 10%. Now we're all different, meaning we are going to have different credit limits on our credit cards. A lot of you who are watching this video have secured credit cards. That means your credit limit might not be as big as the people with unsecured credit cards. In some cases it is, maybe some of you wanted to put down a big down payment on your secured credit card in order to be able to spend more, but some of you may not have. So let's say you have a credit limit of $1,000. I'm going to do that. I'm going to give you $1,000. The way you find out your utilization, remember the key number is 10%. That I want you to keep it under 10%, either 10% or less than 10%. Now, I just did a video recently about 0% utilization. So I don't want you to have it at 0. That's not a good idea. I want you to use your credit card. Don't keep it at 0, which basically means you're not using it at all. I want you to use it. What we're trying to do over here at Water Your Soil is try to teach people to use their credit card, but also pay it off and manage their credit card in a responsible way. So what you're going to do is you're going to have 10% of whatever your credit limit is. So you know what your credit limit is. So write down whatever your credit limit is. And what you're going to do is you're going to take that number, whatever your credit limit is, whether it's 5,000, 1,000, 500, 200, whatever it is, you're going to multiply that by 0.10, because in math, the 0.10 represents 10%. So you're going to multiply whatever your credit limit number is. Like I said, whether it's 1,000, 500, 200, whatever it is, multiply that, whether on paper or in your calculator, multiply it by 0.10, which represents 10%. So you're going to come up with a number. Whatever that number is, that's how much you want to spend on a month-to-month basis for your utilization. And you want to either spend that amount or spend less than that on your credit card. Don't go over that number. Whatever the number is that shows up on your calculator after you do the calculation, that's your key number. And do this for each credit card. So no matter how many credit cards you have, do it for each credit card, because you want to watch your utilization on all of your credit cards. Now, some of you probably are watching, you're like, I don't care about utilization. I just want to use these credit cards for rewards and points back, and I want to take my trips and do whatever I want. And if that's you, that's cool. But this is for people who are trying to learn how to use credit cards the correct way, and they want to benefit from it with their credit score in a positive way, and they want to know how to use credit cards the correct way. That way they can do it on their own, as well as pass it down to their kids or their loved ones. So whatever number that is, after you multiply your credit limit by the 0.10, that's what number you want to focus on every month. Do not go over that number. You could go less than that number, but don't go over that number. That's the simple way to calculate utilization, especially when you want to have a utilization under 10%. And according to the credit bureaus, having a utilization under 10% usually gets the best results, and it has got the best results for me, and it also gets the best result for the people that I have helped over the years. I have excellent credit, and I've been keeping my utilization as low as possible on all of my credit cards that I have. So try this out on a month-to-month basis. You can even change your utilization on a month-to-month basis. Maybe 1 month you want to do 10, the next you want to do 8, the next you want to do 6, the next you want to do 4, maybe you want to do 10 again. Test it out, see which gives you the best results, see which utilization gives you the best results. Another quick tool to use, if you want to do less than 10%, you type in 0.09. If you want to do less than 9%, you do 0.08. Any number that you want to use that's less than 10%, you do 0.0. and then whatever number it is, as long as you don't do 0. But anyways, I wanted to simplify utilization for you all. I'm going to come out with another video soon in regards to different ways that you can still have a low utilization and get good usage out of your credit card. But anyways, if you're watching this video and it helped you out any kind of way, hit the like button. The algorithm likes to see people liking videos, and that lets them know that the videos are helpful to people. Also, if it's your first time over here and you're feeling the vibe, be sure to hit the subscribe button. Turn on all notifications. That's the bell. That way you don't miss a video. I have other videos. I have videos on utilization, credit cards, how to manage a credit card, secure credit cards. I have all types of videos on my homepage under the credit card for beginner section. But anyways, this is Water Your Soil. I appreciate you all for watching me and watching this video, all right? I'm out. Hold on. Wait. Before you leave, be sure to check out the description box below. That way you can have all the credit resources from Water Your Soil. Also, be sure to hit the subscribe button, the like button as well, all right?